With me here today is the top selling hatchback in the Kenyan market. I'm talking about this 2020 Mazda 2, one of the best cars around. And if you're looking for a family-friendly car or a small vehicle that can drive through the city for your daily errands, or if you just want a nice personal car, this is an amazing unit for you, and this car is actually amazing. Now, today we're going to review this top range Mazda 2 2020 with 88,000 kilometers mileage only. And apart from this, we have several other cars, including this black 2019 Mazda 2. We have another modified Mazda 2 there with red beige interior, and so many other cars on that side, including a fully loaded Mazda Demio Petrol right there. Other than that, there are so many other cars that I'd like to show you, but today we are focusing on this amazing unit. And just to show you that this is the top selling car, right behind here is a 2021 Mazda 2, which has already been sold a few minutes ago. Right there, that's a very beautiful car, and this car keeps on disappearing each and every day. Of course, you can tell from those empty spaces that we are selling this car. So if you see this video today, probably tomorrow you might not be able to find the vehicle. So if you need it, kindly give me a quick call. We'll talk. I'll send you the photos and all the details. And also, if you'd like to purchase the vehicle, there are several means that you can use. You can do cash, you can do hire purchase. That is what most people do. You can do bank financing. We can also do trade-in, whereby you bring your old vehicle, we value it, we give you a price. If you match that, then we give you another vehicle where you top up a few amounts of money. Now, anyway, if you're new in this channel, make sure you subscribe, like and share, and leave a comment, or maybe you can tell us which car you'd want to see in our next review. Now, from the appearance here, you can actually tell that this is a very different unit from what you used to get regularly. It's a very beautiful car with some nice LED headlights over there. Remember, for the basic ones, you don't get full LEDs, but for this, we say this is the top trim with so many interesting features inside there, which you'll be able to see as we progress with the video. And of course, this design is what you guys are looking for. The Mazda Kodo blueprint, which is applied in almost all their cars. We have a very stylish grille over here that is that cuts across all the Mazda units. Now, we said this is the high trim, which means you get your full LED projector headlights. It comes with LED daytime running lights, of which you won't get in the regular units. For example, let me show you that. If you look at this unit, you'll notice that you only have the main projector headlight, but you miss out on the daytime running lights over here. And also inside there is no adaptive fog lights, which is usually placed inside there. But with this, you notice that there is some other headlights inside there. So these are actually adaptive. In other words, what I'm trying to say is that this car has so many features as compared to the standard Mazda 2. And when it comes to that, the price differs slightly. For a fully loaded unit like this, we are asking for 1.65 million shillings, which is of course negotiable. And for a car of this nature, we are asking for 1.5 million shillings. That tells you actually that there's some bit of difference when it comes to the grading and the pricing of this amazing unit. Now, let me give you a quick 360-degree view of the car. So, Paul, from the sides, maybe unaonyesha venye kuko. Now, this one comes standard with these 15-inch alloys with some nice highway tires. Remember that these cars do come from Japan, so you might get winter tires. For example, I think the one that is moving has winter tires. It's usually a bit different. These are the winter tires, Paul Kuja. These are the winter tires. They are a bit different from the normal ones. You see these threads? These are for the winter tires, and down here you're usually told that these are the ice guard tires. So this is perfect for environments where there's a lot of ice build-up, or maybe it's snowy. But for Kenyan, where we are in the tropics, we need the normal highway tires. This is what means, or this is what you exactly need. Now, this one has 15-inch alloys, which is slightly smaller than the regular, or I can say these are the regular wheels. For example, that car has 16-inch alloys, that is slightly larger, and it gives you better ground clearance. But you usually get that mostly in the diesel versions or the upgraded version like that right there. Other than that, I think everything looks nice. You have a number of safety features, including a number of sensors on the front side. And down here, next to the emblem, and this is a new emblem actually, you have your front-facing camera, and also on the rear side of the vehicle, you have a camera. On the side mirrors, you have a camera, so that at least you get a 360-degree view of this amazing vehicle. On the side view, we talked about LED turn signals over here, cameras on the lower side, which is very much okay. If you have your key, this is a keyless entry. You just press here, and of course you can access the interior, even though you still have the backup manual key. From the rear side, you get the typical Mazda Demio look, because this is actually a Mazda Demio with a different nameplate. Of course, Mazda changed the naming of their cars from Mazda Demio to Mazda 2, Mazda Atenza to Mazda 6, Mazda Axela to Mazda 3, and of course Mazda 3 received a lot of upgrade. Now, basically on the rear side, you have the old design, but this one is slightly raised for better ground clearance. And of course, down here you get Mazda 2. Remember, if the car is an all-wheel drive, you'll get all-wheel drive finishing over here, but for this is just purely two-wheel. And on this side, you're being told that this is a Sky Active. So the Sky Active technology on this helps improve fuel economy, and also it helps the car make extra power as compared to the standard units. Again, when it comes to safety, on the rear side of the car, you have several sensors which cuts across, which is actually what we need. And also, you have your rear facing camera, which is located somewhere there. So if you need a pretty safe car that you can easily see around you, this could be the perfect vehicle. Remember, for the entry ones, you only get reverse camera and you don't get all the other cameras. Other than that, this one is good. And for aesthetics, you have this chrome finishing. For the regular ones, it comes with the plastic finish, and also on the front side, just next to the lower bumper, you also get those chrome finishing. Yeah, so other than the exterior, let me now take the camera. I would like to show you the interior of the vehicle so that at least you guys see what happens in the interior. It's a very, very beautiful car. And if you're looking for something very practical, this car is a bit more practical than the other vehicles. Here on the boot section, you get an average of 280 liters of space. That is enough for your daily groceries. It's enough for your 2-3 suitcases, mid-range of course, or maybe you can carry one large suitcase over here. And probably if you are an assassin, this is not the perfect car for you, because you might not be able to fit your luggage here. Tuonyeshe huko chini. Now down here you have your accessories. You have this tray here which carries a few things. You have your jack, your compressors over there, your towing hook, and your accessories to operate the wheel jack. So this one comes fully packed with all the accessories that you might need. Also here on the side, you have this small light here, at least to illuminate this place at night. Even though it's not very adequate, it still serves the purpose. Now let us talk about the engine. Let us go to the front side tuangalie what the engine gives us. So Paul, tuangalie huko mbele. Yeah, so it's not a very massive car, but I'm sure you guys will appreciate what we get in this Mazda 2. Being a 2019 model, you get better fuel efficiency, better performance. And for this case, from 2019, Mazda upgraded all their mini engines for this hot hatch, I can say that. The Mazda 2 and Mazda Demio, right now you only get 1.5 liter for petrol, that is naturally aspirated, and for the diesel you get 1.5 liter turbocharged, which cuts across. And for the 1.5 liter, you get a different power output depending on whether this is a JDM or this is the European spec. And in this case, this is a JDM, this is a car for the local Japanese market. 1.5 liter, 4-cylinder naturally aspirated. You get a total of 110 horsepower, 140 Newton meters of torque. All that power is sent to the front wheels via a 6-speed automatic transmission, which is robust, it's very, very smooth, and it is very, very reliable. So for those of you who drive Mazda, especially for the petrol units, you don't have to worry about reliability. These are proven cars, zimetembea for so long, and people are buying them each and every day. I can tell you these are top seller right now. Ukileta vits hapa kwa sababu maybe Nissan Note e-Power right now can compete with this, but not exactly a competitor, because this you sell 10 of this, maybe you can sell 2 Nissan Note e-Power and maybe even 1 Toyota Vitz. So this one sits squarely on top of the food chain. So if you'd like to have this amazing car, we are asking for only 1.6 million shillings, which is 1.65 million shillings. And if you're buying it on full cash, ukiona 1.6, we'll give it to you. Alafu takuwekea kama mafuta kidogo hapo, sawa, ama tutakufanyia ka service. So if you're interested, this car is available for you. Now, when buying these small cars, I know most of you are after fuel economy. I know people would go for the Vitz 1000cc or the Vitz 1300cc because of fuel economy, but I can assure you that this 1.5 liter petrol Mazda 2 is also very fuel efficient. An average of 18 kilometers per liter on a bad day. On a good day, you can get up to 20 kilometers per liter, which is exactly what you guys are looking for. I remember we were delivering this car to Mombasa, to Nairobi, tukaweka full tank, and I can tell you that tulienda Nairobi with only one bar ikiwa imetoka. All the other bars were full, hizi zingine zote zilikuwa zimebaki, the only one was empty. So this car is actually very fuel efficient. So kama efficiency is something that you are looking for, na unaogopa engine ya 1.5 liter, I can tell you this 1.5 liter petrol has the best fuel economy that you can get anywhere. So up to that point, so let me take the camera and wazungushe huko ndani tuangalie what the car offers and so many other things about this car. And then at the end of the video, you'll tell me whether you would want to purchase this car or not. But I know most of you will go for it because it's a very beautiful car and it has this amazing color, of which wanaita soul red, but right now we like calling it wine red. So other than that, let us continue. I'll take the camera and tuendelea. Now, because of all that movement and nini, there are so many people in the showroom, so I'll have to take the camera myself and show you the vehicle. And before we get into the interior, I'll tell you about the suspensions and maybe the ground clearance of this unit. Now, when it comes to the ground clearance, this is not the most ideal, but for daily operations, it can actually do. You have 14.5 centimeters of ground clearance. Of course, you can go for the heavy duty springs, maybe to get to around 15.5 centimeters of ground clearance, which is still very much okay. But for your normal driving, for your highway driving, this can do. We've taken this car to Nairobi and hajaikuwa shida nayo with the suspensions. Maybe if you venture more into the off-road, then maybe you might need to change to the heavy duty shocks or the springs. When it comes to the suspensions and handling, this car handles the road pretty well. And remember, Mazda is a bit more of a sporty car, so it's finely tuned for sports. Other than the other cars, which are usually a bit more focused on comfort. Now right here you have your highway tires, 15-inch tires, 15-inch alloys. You have your solid brake discs over there, which are of course vented. No perforations on this. You don't need that much cooling on this vehicle. And also when it comes to the suspension setup, you can tell, I don't know if you guys can see that, you have your the independent McPherson strut suspension with coil and springs and anti-roll bars to ensure that you get minimal body roll when cornering at high speeds, or maybe if you're driving normally and you're taking corners and all that, the stabilizer will help reduce on the body roll. On the rear side, you get the same size wheels, same size alloys, but now when it comes to the braking, you have a different setup. You have your drum brakes over there, which it looks good. Okay, for a car of this size, this is very much okay, no complaints about it. And of course the suspensions over here is the most basic, which is the torsion beam suspension system. Yeah, that is something that can do for a car like this. It doesn't carry too much weight, and for practicality and cost saving, or maybe for efficiency, the torsion beam suspension system is the best for this, which is very good. I have no complaints about it. Now let us talk about the interior, because I know the interior is actually where you guys need to see. Yeah, this is a fully loaded. You need to say this is a top spec car, so it comes with all the extra features that you might be looking for in a hatchback of this caliber. First of all, it's a keyless entry. As soon as you have your key in close proximity, you can actually access the interior of the car. For example, you say this is the key fob. You can open it by pressing the button over here, or you can just press this button. Maybe if you have your key in the pocket, you just press this, and of course the door will open. Not the door, the car will be unlocked. From the door, basically, this is what you get. Very beautiful design, nicely done, not overdone, it's nicely done. Haina madoido mingi, it's just something very nice. Plastic on the top side, door handle, fabric finishing on this side. You have this power door controls and also controls for the side mirrors down there. And on this other side, you get larger door bins, and of course you also get a larger speaker. If you try to compare the speakers, that the quality of the audio that you get on this as compared to the other ones, this is slightly of higher quality. Now this is how the cockpit looks like. Yeah, I know most of you are interested with the interior of the car, because some of the main specs that you're usually looking for are located somewhere here, and also on the seats. Now the quality on the seats are very impressive for me. That's what I can say. The only thing that is lacking on this vehicle is maybe leather finishing. Other than that, everything on this car is on point. And if you get a better version of this, the only thing that will be improved on that is the quality of the seat, or maybe let me just say they'll give you leather seats right there. This one fits the same spec. The only difference is these ones here. Other than that, the quality of the seats is quite good. This is some good quality fabric. For the entry levels, unapata some cloth finish. This fabric, very nice design over here, and this is nicely stitched, and with these designs here and there, this one feels high grade. It's actually very good. To add on that, the seats are electrically adjustable, and of course you have 2 memory seat settings. So if you're using this with your spouse, you give yourself setting number 1, the spouse will take the setting number 2. Now the cockpit feels so good. For a small car like this, I think this car has so many features that you don't get in the normal vehicles, or I can say this one is nicely packed as compared to the other cars in the same range. And starting with this, we start with this side. You have a nice air vent. You have this rotary air vent over here, which you can adjust to face whichever direction that you need. And down here, you have your idling stop feature, lane departure assist, you get your traction control. You can press this button to get 360-degree view of the car, and also you can use this button here to arm your sensors. In a showroom like this, where cars are parked very closely to each other, most of the time we'll switch off the sensors because they are very, very sensitive, and most of the time you might get that you are unable to park the vehicles because of the proximity sensing. So gari itakata kuwaka, itakata kusonga, that is. Now with this, but this is actually off. When you switch this on, whenever you move this vehicle and it is close to another vehicle, you'll get so many alarms warning you of proximity and all that. Now because this is almost the high grade, you get leather finishing on the steering wheel, nicely done stitches over here. You get controls for the infotainment on this side, paddle shifters on the left side of the steering wheel, paddle shifter on the right side, adaptive cruise console right here, SRS airbag on the steering wheel. And of course, when it comes to the clusters, this is what you get. Unlike the Mazda CX-5 and Mazda CX-3, these are 2020 model, but you don't get digital clusters, which is understandable for a car of this size. This is a small hatchback, it's not a luxury car, so they are saving on cost. So down here you have 88,000 kilometers mileage, your RPM meter over here. Fuel economy will show up on that side, and of course you're seeing this shows you 18.9 kilometers per liter, of which you can get something better than that. Yeah? This car has been idling a lot. Other than that, everything else feels so good. And let me just switch on the vehicle, and of course in an instant everything goes live. You get everything running steady, very simple. The car switches on immediately. On the top side you have your heads-up display. This is where it will project the speed of the vehicle. I don't know if you can see that the speed of the vehicle will project there. And for well marked roads with road signs and nicely demarcated roads, you'll be able to see all of them in this projector, especially when you're going through zones with speed limits. You'll be able to see them there. For the Mazda CX-5, it's not projected here, it is projected on the windshield. We said this car has better sounding infotainment system than the other Kadudos, and you get extra speakers on this side, another speaker down there, other speakers there, and of course for the rear doors you also get extra speakers. So that actually gives you a very good audio experience or sound experience. Some of the features, we've been told that this is a Sky Active G15S, that is the grade of the vehicle, 2020 model, 1.5 liter petrol. It comes with LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, alloy wheels, front and back, parking sensors, fabric seats, reverse camera, 360-degree view camera. I think this one is misplaced. This is not 75,000 kilometers mileage. This is 88,000 kilometers mileage, and the vehicle of course is wine red in color. So that is exactly the features that you get on this. You get your air vents again on this side. You have this another air vent over here, your hazard button, large infotainment system, which is actually very, very easy to operate. Yeah, so other than that, everything else on this vehicle is very, very active. And from what you're seeing here, when the car is stationary, when you're not moving, you can be able to touch this sensitive infotainment system. But while driving the vehicle, you can only use these controls or these controls down here. This is to ensure that you can always focus on the road ahead. Now let me show you how you can change the language on this. Of course, starting from here, you have your applications button, entertainment, communication, You have your navigation, and of course you can go down to settings. You press in on this, and then of course the top layers right there, you move all the way to the last one down there. Yeah, of course I don't know this Japanese, but for me I've done it several times, so I already know where it is. Then of course you move down to that, you go to English, then you accept. Here it's asking you, are you sure you want to convert to English? Then of course you press that and the language is changing. So here it says language successfully changed to English US. Okay, so you can now navigate through the infotainment system nicely, and of course for those of you who don't understand Japanese, it's very, very easy to do that. Now remember, for this, if you update the infotainment system, you'll get Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. That is a feature that is available in almost the 2022 model onwards. So once you get there, or okay, not once you get there, we're already there, so you can actually update the infotainment system to get the audio CarPlay and Android Auto features. Now, some of the things that we have on this vehicle is the rain sensing wipers. This is something that is usually found in the high-grade Mazdas, and this one actually shows you that this one comes with it. With the door locks, you can adjust them. You want the kind of volume that you'd want to feel. If you leave your doors unlocked, there would be some beeps. And also walk away lock. If your car senses the key is far away, the car will lock itself. Okay, so if you have a tendency of forgetting to lock the vehicle, if you have this feature on, once you move away from the vehicle, the car will lock itself. So that is a nice safety feature. So let me just leave that in case you forget your key inside here. Your car will not lock itself. You can also adjust the turn signal lighting, the interior lighting. Of course, you have so many things that I know you guys don't usually go through, because there are so many things that you can actually control on this. The interior lighting, timeout, adaptive LED, whatever, coming home lights. That is, once you're home, the lights will stay on for 30 seconds, and also leaving home lights. As you switch on the car, the lights will come on automatically, and those are actually your daytime running lights. This one will come on, and of course until you move away, that's when they will switch off. So those are some of the things that are available on this amazing unit. So you can set so many things. You can adjust the infotainment system also. You can adjust the bass, the treble, the fade, the balance, and so many other things that are located all through. So once you've purchased this car, you can be able to adjust all those features, including also some of the things on the infotainment system, on the safety. You have your distance recognition support system. You can activate that. That is actually active right now. Something else, SBS, blind spot monitoring system, you can be able to adjust that. The warning is actually on high alert, which is actually pretty good. Lane keeping assist, traffic sign recognition system, EOP eco, you can always switch that off. Speed limit alert, you can switch that on, and alert on when you go past the threshold that you've set, you'll be able to be alerted. Driver attention alert, parking sensor indication, 360 degree view monitor. All those features are available in this vehicle. So once you purchase this car, kindly go through it and make sure that you are conversant with the vehicle, because this Mazda actually comes with so many features that we usually forego and we don't look into that. Let us continue. As you are moving down here, you notice that we have your push to start here. It's slightly hidden. If somebody tries to steal your car and they are not conversant with this, they might not be able to switch on the car immediately and take off, because most of the other cars, they're usually placed here or somewhere here where they can easily access it. For this, someone has to be sure that the push to start button is located there for them to switch on the car immediately, even though it might not be the best safety feature, but I'm just saying. So you have this soft leather finish. This is a bit more of a synthetic leather, beautiful stitches over here. On this side, you see this one has heated steering wheel, heated seats, which is a very good feature, especially for those of you in mnaishi in cold places. You can heat your butt using these buttons over here. Unfortunately, for those of us when you're at Mombasa, we have no options for cooling our seats. Maybe you have to upgrade to Mazda CX-5 or the Mazda Atenza. AC controls over here, you put them on automatic. It will read the temperatures of the interior versus the temperatures of the exterior, then it will adjust itself accordingly. So you can actually check that. You put it on auto, switch on the AC, then also you put that on auto and activate it. Utasikia yenyewe tu inajibalance very very nicely. Yeah, so the fan speed will be automatically adjusted by the fans, and of course from what you're getting, these are very very powerful fans. You can actually hear that the fans blowing through. So just leave it on auto, it will adjust itself accordingly. All right, yeah, maybe the temperature, that's when you can adjust the temperature to suit whatever you need. Other than that, this is very 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 good. Down here we have a few things that I don't think right now we still need them. The DVD slot, I don't think we'd need that, but anyway, for a car of this size, bado iko. For Mazda, almost all their cars comes with that feature, so not so much complaints about it. SD card slot is available, 2 USB ports, auxiliary output, and of course you also have your 12-volt output over there. So if you need to power your power bank and need something that can give it more power, you can use that. Leather pads for your knees if you're a tall person, or maybe your knees are protruding through here, because this is actually not for tall people. You can rest your knees right there. Down here on the center console we have several things, including this gear shifter for your 6-speed automatic transmission, and you said the gearbox on this is shiftable. Of course, you can tell from this, you can put the car on manual mode, you can use the gear lever, or you can use the paddle shifters. For the regular cars without paddle shifters, you just use the gear lever. That is okay. Sports mode button over here, because this is a sporty car, or because these are petrol, and you have your sport button. Okay, so that is very good, and once you do that, it will always appear there. All right, so sports button is on, idling stop is also on this unit. Controls for the infotainment system, your manual handbrake, 2 cup holders over there, and on the rear side you have additional storage space for you. For storage, you have glove compartments, door bins over here, both on the front and the rear seats, which is actually adequate. And here on the center console, 2 cup holders and this extra space maybe for the rear side passengers again. Now the rear side is also where most people are looking into, especially if you have a small family, or maybe you want a small car, maybe you're starting out in life, you want a car that can carry your friends here and there, and outing, small road trips, especially for the diesel ones, which are very good for road trips. This is the space that you get, very convenient, not the largest space, not the most comfortable, but for daily activities, daily practicality. You can sit here. If you're on a 100-kilometer journey, utafika vizuri. People usually go with this car all the way to Nairobi, so it's one in a lifetime thing. And almost for a car like this, I would say it's a personal car, so you won't find people moving this car with people on the rear side always. So maybe tu ile time yenye uko na wageni ndio wanaweza kaa na wewe huko nyuma, but for daily use it's a very good vehicle. Very good fabric, some nice quality. All the 3 seats on the rear side have headrest. This is very good quality on the headrest, and also good quality on that. So for Mazda, I would say that is something very thoughtful. And one thing that I don't understand is that we have a pocket for the rear side passenger, but for the right side passenger there is no pocket for them to put their stuff. But that's none of an issue. That's good. Lighting for the interior is available. You have these handles over here on either side. You have 2 on the left side, 2 on the right side. Yeah, it helps you sit properly or adjust yourself inside here, or at times it helps other people get into the vehicle, especially for those of you who have maybe some injuries or you have some issues kidogo hapa na pale, that will come in handy. Now, so that is basically what you get in a Mazda 2. A very very good vehicle, very versatile vehicle. In terms of practicality, I would say this is among the most practical car, especially hapo mbele for the driver and the front passenger. This is a very very good vehicle. Personally, I can advise anyone to go for a Mazda Demio all day long, or a Mazda 2. Not so much difference, it's the same vehicle, different face, but the aesthetics, the core values always remains the same. So if you're interested in this, the car is very much available. You say the asking price is 1.6 million shillings for that. Very very beautiful vehicle. But if you want something lower than that, you can always try this black unit, almost on the same level, but this iko chini kidogo, but it is a very beautiful car. So we have black, we have this poly gray, with the red leather interior. We have another basic Mazda 2. This is silver. We have Mazda Demio. That's a fully packed Mazda Demio that is a dark navy blue, which is actually pretty good. And since we are not focusing on that today, we'll have to end our video here. And for those of you maybe who might want to ask about this, almost all these cars on this side zimewekwa hapa hizi zote bank financing arrangements on all this. Okay, yeah, so the final straw on this is that if you'd like to have this vehicle, you can pay for this car in 4 different ways. You can go for full cash if you have the budget. If you'd like to pay pole pole, a 50% deposit, or for this we'll say 800k deposit, balance in 20 months. In other showrooms you can go all the way to 36 months. Bank financing is another option, but remember, for bank financing unafaa kujua that at least most showrooms will ask you for commitment fee, and for commitment fee it usually covers for the processing fees, registration and reservation fee. Of course, hii gari kika pale, most people will come look at the car, and you always turn away the customers, telling them that the car has been sold. Hiyo at least it gives us peace of mind, tukijua pia unakujia kuchukua gari, si ati tumeshikilia gari for 2-3 weeks and then at the end of it all unakuja unasema no, I'm not taking the vehicle. Other than that, kuna trade-in, which is the final option, of which also so many other people are using it. Kuna gari tatu hapa tumefanya nayo trade-in. We have this KDU Lexus NX, we have a KDU Toyota Corolla Sport, we have a KDX Mazda 2, and we have a KCB Nissan Latio. So guys, if you're planning on purchasing a car in the next few days, this is the best place for you. Remember, we do car reviews, we do showroom walkarounds to give you the best out of the best when it comes to everything concerning cars. So kindly tell me in the comment section which car you'd like to see me review in my next video. And also, if you're new here, make sure you like, share and subscribe to this amazing channel. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thank you so much for watching.